For most of my career, I optimized my business for what looked like success, growth, consistency, momentum. And for a long time, that made sense. I've been running Selling the Couch for over 10 years now. It's been a meaningful decade of work. It's supported my family. It's let me serve a field that I care so much about. I still love it. I really do. It's a part of my life's work. But over the last few years, I started noticing something subtle. Nothing was wrong and nothing had fallen apart, but my energy was changing. I felt more aware of how much time I was spending indoors, on screens, in my head, more aware of how certain rhythms, ones I've gotten very good at sustaining, were costing me more than they used to. And a different question started to surface. What would my business look like if I optimized it for energy, not for ego? At the time, and even these past years as I record this, Selling the Couch has largely been a Monday through Thursday operation. And if I'm honest, part of me liked that. It signals seriousness, reliability, being on. But over time, I realized that the structure of my week had been shaped more by habit and identity than by what actually sustained me. A lot of this is triggered by becoming a dad. A lot of this is triggered by having parents that are now aging. And a lot of this is really figuring out what exactly is the life that I want to live. So I made a shift. I shifted Selling the Couch to Mondays and Tuesdays starting in 2026. And I intentionally opened up Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Some of that time now goes to learning to play golf. And I want to say that part a little bit carefully because it can sound indulgent on the surface. This wasn't about stepping away from responsibility. It wasn't about doing less meaningful work. It was about listening to something that had been quietly asking for space. I've wanted to learn to play golf since I was a kid, probably the third grade. I remember watching it, feeling drawn to it. I remember using a cane that my dad had after a minor foot surgery, finding a golf ball in the apartment complex that we were living in at the time after we had just immigrated. And I remember playing putt-putt around the house. But growing up, it wasn't accessible. Golf, our family just didn't have the means to join a club or any of those kind of things or weekly lessons, much less afford some of the equipment that's involved. So like many early desires, it got shelved. Years later, it came back in this strange and unexpected way, not as a hobby, but as a context. A place where stress shows up immediately. The golf course is where frustration, control, patience, and regulation are all visible. On a golf course, our nervous systems tell the truth. That connected deeply to the clinical work that I have done for years, especially some of the more recent training that I'm starting with brain spotting and regulation under pressure. Over time, an idea has begun to take shape. What if the golf course could be a place to learn how people make decisions in high-stakes environments, people's whose work carries real weight, lives on the line, like physicians and surgeons, large movements of capital, like hedge fund managers, leadership moments where clarity matters. The work isn't about golf performance. It's about noticing how someone responds to adversity and helping them regulate in real time or reflect and recalibrate afterwards. That's the work I've been practicing toward on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And here's what surprised me. As I've reorganized my week around energy, my work necessarily hasn't suffered. It's clarified. Mondays and Tuesdays are more focused. They're more intentional. They're less rushed. I wasn't trying to be everything every day anymore. And outside of work, something else opened up. More presence with my family. More space to be a husband and a dad. More capacity and for community and for church. And quietly, another truth became impossible to ignore. We're entering a season where energy matters more than it used to. 2 sets of aging parents, more caregiving, more unpredictability, more moments that can't be scheduled or optimized. And I realized something. Energy isn't just about productivity. It's about availability. Who can you show up for when life asks more of you? You see, our egos tend to ask, how does this look? Energy asks, will this still work when life gets heavier? Ego wants proof. Energy wants steadiness. Ego wants more. Energy wants enough. For me, optimizing for energy has meant fewer days on. Even as I record these videos, I often record in batches for 2 months. It's meant more margin, a rhythm that allows for recovery, not just for output, a willingness to let your life evolve when the old structure still works. If these questions resonate, I write a twice-a-month Quiet Builder newsletter. It's for thoughtful professionals, for Second Mountain leaders who want their work to support their lives, not consume it. I would love for you to consider joining. You can learn more at sellingthecouch.com/quietbuilder. And if you want to keep exploring these ideas here, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel.